Dorian Yates, the six-time Mr. Olympia champion from 1992 to 1997, is now speaking less about sheer size and more about longevity, wise training, and lifespan. His recent comments are especially pertinent when he warns that even well-intentioned exercise routines can cross into detrimental territory. Dorian Yates, too much exercise is not healthy because it has a negative effect. You're looking for the benefit, you're doing all this endurance training to be fitter, have a better quality of life, and maybe live longer. But on the other side, you're actually aging yourself with the excessive amount of exercise. So my question is, what's the effective dose before we start getting all these side effects we don't want? If you look at exercise as a medicine, which you could, the cardio that I do is interval sprints. I understood that you could get the same benefit from short sprints as you would from doing 45 minutes to an hour of cardio, and you can achieve this in just 5 minutes, which sounds crazy. Yates proposes that we treat exercise like medicine. Medicine has an effective dose and a toxic dose, exercise may too. He asks, what's the effective dose before we start getting unwanted side effects? He highlights two problems with excessive exercise. It can stress the hormonal, nervous, and immune systems, especially if recovery is insufficient. It might accelerate aging processes rather than slow them, despite the intention to get fitter or live longer. The key takeaway, more is not always better. The aim becomes, find the sweet spot of exercise, enough to benefit, not so much that you negate the benefit. While Yates doesn't give a fixed number of hours or miles, the concept applies: very long cardio sessions, very frequent high training volume without adequate recovery, and pushing the body constantly without managing stress. Some scientific backing, studies show that ultra-endurance volumes can lead to elevated markers of inflammation, oxidative stress, and hormonal disruption. Yates specifically contrasts the traditional approach of doing 45 minutes to an hour of steady cardio. His approach, short, all-out sprint intervals achieving similar benefit in far less time. He argues the latter is more efficient and may reduce the side effect risk of extended endurance training. Yates cites research indicating that high-intensity interval training, HIIT, can provide substantial benefit in cardiovascular health, VO2 max improvement, body composition, in much shorter duration. Some key points from the broader literature. HIIT tends to produce comparable or superior cardiovascular and metabolic adaptations versus prolonged moderate-intensity cardio. Shorter duration means less total time spent in stress/adaptation cycles. Recovery becomes more manageable. However, it doesn't mean HIIT is risk-free. It still demands high effort and adequate recovery. Yates doesn't give an exact prescription for everyone, but we can distill practical steps. Define your goal. Are you aiming for health and longevity, or maximum performance? The dose differs. Moderate total volume, avoid logging hours of cardio for the sake of it. If doing endurance training, be cautious of cumulative load. Incorporate sprint/interval work, for example, 3 to 4 times 20 to 30 second all-out sprints with adequate recovery may replicate benefits of longer steady sessions. Yates states, 3 20-second all-out sprints can match the benefit of 45 to 60 minutes steady cardio. Ensure recovery, sleep, nutrition, rest days. Overtraining risk comes when adaptation is incomplete. Monitor how you feel and perform. If you're chronically fatigued, hormonal signs off, sleep, libido, mood, joint pains increasing, it might signal you're overdoing. Tailor to age/context. As Yates notes, his training now, post-competition, is about functionality, mobility, cardiovascular health rather than chasing the extremes of his bodybuilding career. As a champion bodybuilder, Yates's earlier career was about maximal effort, high volume, and intensity. But he acknowledges in hindsight that a tendency to overdo it a little bit saw diminishing returns and higher risk of injury. Now, his approach emphasizes sustainability. Shorter, more intense work when required. Greater focus on joint and mobility health. Prioritizing longevity over immediate performance. Recognizing the body can't endlessly be pushed without accumulating cost. Dorian Yates's statement, too much exercise is not healthy, you're actually aging yourself with the excessive amount of exercise, is a potent reminder for all of us chasing fitness. Exercise is medicine, yes, but like any medicine, it has a dosage window. Stay in the benefit zone, avoid tipping into the harm zone. Smart training, recovery, and longevity mindset win the long game.